Hello, and welcome to Annual Security Awareness Training, where the focus is on information security. So why do we have to do this training every year? First, it's really important. We show you what to look out for to safeguard information, and we need to remind you of your responsibilities as a credit union employee. And second, it is a requirement for financial institutions. Regulations within the Gramm-Leach-Bliley Act state this kind of training be held as part of an information security program. So, let's get the ball rolling with this training. Information security includes your decisions and behaviors and does not always involve technology. Every employee is the last line of defense against phishing emails and other social engineering attacks that we'll cover in this training. It is your responsibility to protect non-public information. Keep in mind that it only takes one click for a criminal to gain access. Immediately report anything that is suspicious or if you think you fell for a tactic. Stop, look, think is one of our catchphrases to remind you to be constantly aware.
PII stands for Personally Identifiable Information. It is any information that could be potentially used to identify a person. It could be financial, medical, or a standalone piece of data, such as a social security number, driver's license number, or a credit card number. Information can become PII when combining public record information, such as a date of birth or mother's maiden name, along with non-public information. Disclosure of PII could cause harm to the people whose privacy has been violated. In certain instances, unauthorized access of PII is referred to as a data breach. Our credit union could be subject to paying large fines and addressing lawsuits for any such disclosure or data breach. Always verify who you're working with before you trust someone with sharing any information. Remember that combining pieces of information quickly add up to PII, which can be used to steal a person's identity. Stop, look, and think before you share any piece of information.
Reports on cybercrimes and fraudulent schemes have unfortunately become the norm. For every report you hear, there is an untold number of other attacks. As a financial institution, we are part of the supply chain for our members and businesses, so we are a big target for scammers. A report by Verizon in 2022 confirmed that 82% of the breaches they analyzed involved a human element. Nearly half of those involve stolen user credentials. If we can block the paths used to access our information, we are taking major steps to safeguard data and prevent cybercrimes from happening here. How do we work together to block those paths? By protecting our credentials, avoiding falling for phishing attempts, avoiding fake websites, and keeping our systems and devices updated.
Be aware of the type of information you are working with, whether it's on your desk or screen, being discussed, saved, transmitted, transported, or even destroyed. Knowing the classification drives how you must protect that information. We have 4 classifications here at BayPort: public, internal, confidential, and restricted. Public information is available to everyone. If disclosed, the risk level is low. Our marketing brochures are examples of public information. There are no special requirements for handling. Now, internal information is strictly for BayPort use only. If disclosed, the risk level increases to moderate. Examples include our staff directory, employee handbook, and departmental procedures. Handling requirements include storing in a safe place to protect from unauthorized viewing. Electronic files are to be saved on the network, not to local or external drives. Dispose of by placing into a locked shred bin. When transmitting to other staff, use BayPort on-network email. When transporting to another BayPort location, place into a lockable courier bag.
The third data classification is confidential information. This requires extreme care. If disclosed, the risk level increases to high, as disclosure could result in harm, inconvenience, identity theft, and more. Examples include account information and PII that were detailed earlier. Handling requirements include the following. Same as the handling for an internal use document, plus, when transmitting externally, such as to members or attorneys, you must use an approved secure transfer method. Talk with your management team and IT support for the options used in your department. If being transported to an external party, a licensed carrier such as FedEx or UPS must be used. Restricted is the final classification. Restricted information requires extreme care. This risk level is high if disclosed. Examples include your passwords to any systems, vault codes, and alarm codes. Handling requirements are some similar rules as with confidential information. Plus, do not share. This information is assigned to specific staff based on business need. If stored in electronic format, the document should be password protected. Protect any paper and electronic documents from being viewed by others. As we move on with this training, the term sensitive information will be used often, which indicates any data classification that is not public information.
Let's talk about passwords. You know, the things we often forget and have to reset all the time. Passwords should be difficult to guess, but easy for you to remember. Never use a weak or commonly known password, such as password 123, a combination of the season and the year, or 123456. Using a passphrase can help make a lengthy password easy to remember, because long passwords are strong passwords. For example, if you have a sentence, or perhaps a line from a song that you like, use that. I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. By using the first letter of each word in the song lyric and substituting a number and special character, this example is 17 characters long. So easy for me to remember and hard for anyone else to guess. Never share your passwords with anyone, nor write it down where it can be found by others. Always use unique passwords for every account. Hackers will try to discover passwords on your other systems. Multi-factor authentication requires a second code before access is granted. Codes are usually sent via text or email, and certain systems require the use of an authenticator app for increased level of security. Staff can use Password Manager application to help manage all work-related passwords. It is a secure digital vault for passwords. So check it out and see if it's something that will make your work life a little easier.
Social engineering is all about manipulation and tricking people into doing something they shouldn't and wouldn't normally do, such as giving out sensitive business information or their personal information. There are so many forms of social engineering tactics that are used. The list includes, but is not limited to, some of the terms shown on the screen, such as phishing, business email compromise, tailgating, public Wi-Fi hacking, and social media connection request. As we proceed, we will cover several threats in more detail. Be aware that bad actors will try to fool you all the time, whether in person, on the phone, on your devices, in your mailbox, and even right in front of you.
We must be on the lookout for spoofing. A spoof item appears to be from a known source, which attempts to trick us into responding or taking action. Be cautious when reading and responding to emails, even from known persons, as it could be a phishing email using a spoofed address. Links can also be spoofed. Inspect links to see where it wants to redirect you. You could easily be rerouted to a fake website which can download malware or collect information. Be cautious of any unexpected text or phone call you receive that appears to be from a recognized source. When in doubt, do not respond or answer. If you want to validate, reach out to that person or business via a trusted contact method. Ransomware makes files and documents inaccessible and holds them hostage. The scammers demand a ransom to be paid for the files to be unlocked. even with backups of data available and a stance to not pay any ransom. This type of attack can be very destructive and expensive. Consider our reputation, the data recovery, and financial costs that could be involved.
Malicious software is called malware. It is designed to disrupt, damage, or gain unauthorized access to a system. Malware infections can happen if someone opens attachments or clicks links from unknown sources. Infections can also happen when other devices are connected. This is why it is prohibited and unacceptable for anyone to plug in devices to BayPort equipment. This includes the charging of cell phones and tablets and more, so make sure to use your outlet chargers. Without a person's knowledge, malware can activate web cameras, rename files, delete data, plant backdoor access, steal data, and more. An infected system may also behave oddly. Phishing tries to trick people into doing something they shouldn't. These attacks are phishing for information, so you must not take the bait. Things they try to trick you with include clicking a link, opening or downloading an attachment, providing confidential or sensitive information, or replying to the email. There are various phishing formats which include email, text messages known as smishing, phone calls known as vishing, QR codes, fake websites, and fake social media posts.
Email is the most common phishing method. Although our spam filters do block a large amount of phishing and suspicious emails every day, they cannot block all of them. Know the warning signs, such as links, unexpected attachments, playing on your emotions, you want to react, poor grammar, threatening language, unrealistic promises, and email addresses that look odd. To improve your email security habits, stop before you quickly respond to something. Take a closer look at the email and for the warning signs. Think about what you're reading or being asked to do and by whom.
Just because an email appears to come from someone you know doesn't mean that it's safe. If you're unsure, do not click on links. Do not open attachments. Do not forward the email and do not reply to the email. Talk to your team, IT support, or information security before taking any action. You can report phishing emails to IT support by submitting a CSR. If you fell for a phishing email that was not one of our routine tests, you must report it immediately. An investigation must begin right away to check for harm and to make sure your device is not infected. If you fell for a test phishing email, you will see a screen with an oops warning message, and it will show you the warning signs you missed to remind you what to look out for in future emails. Delete phishing emails after reporting them. As an added incentive, staff that pass phishing email tests are eligible for rewards throughout the year.
Keeping a clean desk and work area reduces the threat of the security incident. It also portrays a positive image when members and associates visit our credit union. Sensitive documents left in the open can be seen, photographed, and stolen by malicious people. It is our responsibility to look up sensitive papers when we leave our desk. When finished with sensitive documents, deposit them into the locked shred bin. This prevents against dumpster diving attack, where people will sift through our trash looking for information.
Social media is very popular. BayPort respects the rights of employees to use these platforms for self-expression. Social media is also used to promote our credit union's brand. Our marketing team maintains BayPort's presence on various platforms with approved photos and messages. Further instructions will be coming your way soon to review our guidelines regarding the use of social media. There are certain work-related items that should not be posted onto personal sites.
Not all attacks involve technology. It is often said that humans are the weakest link when it comes to information security. People can be easily fooled by kindness, authority, uniforms, threats, and anything to elicit emotions or quick responses. Be aware of the following physical tactics that are used to let your guard down. Impersonations. Someone shows up looking for information or access into an employee-only area. They may be dressed as a known vendor or business or claiming to be a member or relative who cannot find their account information. Always verify the person before you trust giving out any information or access. Eavesdropping. Be aware of your surroundings when you're discussing sensitive information. Only authorized persons should be within earshot.
Tailgating is where an unauthorized person follows an authorized person into a secured area. They might appear to have their hands full, have a delivery, or say they forgot their badge. If you do not know who they are, do not allow them to follow you or your coworkers into restricted spaces. If they have a contact name or manager, that person needs to come get them. Shoulder surfing. Be aware of your surroundings when you are viewing sensitive information, whether on screen or paper. Is someone looking over your shoulder or trying to distract you away from your task so they or others nearby can view the information? A final note. Visitors are not employees. This includes terminated and retired employees. All visitors must be escorted and monitored at all times when provided access into employee-only areas. Before you allow access, verify that person has authorization.
When scammers manipulate people with false stories, this is known as pretexting. They attempt to gain trust by creating a believable scenario to trick someone into providing information, access, or money. This is typically done by calling the target, so be aware that caller ID might show a legitimate business, however, that can also be spoofed. Beside phone calls, pretexting might be used in other methods, such as email, where a manager is asking for sensitive information; in person, a technician appears at your desk to investigate your computer; social media, where profiles are hacked; a friend has lost their credit cards and needs money sent right away. As soon as an attacker is successful in getting what they wanted, they will vanish.
We depend on mobile devices such as cell phones, tablets, and laptops for our work and personal lives. Never leave your devices unattended and always secure them with a strong password or PIN. Keep your software and application patches up to date. Think before you click on links from text messages and applications. Public Wi-Fi and charging stations are a major security risk. Hackers use a variety of methods to access your devices and your connections. Do not connect a BayPort issued device to a public Wi-Fi as stated in our policies. It is recommended you do the same with your personal mobile devices. You can further secure your devices by disabling Wi-Fi when not in use and preventing the automatic connection to hotspots and unknown networks.
BayPort has several policies in place to protect the credit union, our staff, and our members. This training, along with the lessons and guidelines we have covered, falls under the Information Cybersecurity Policy. We all have the responsibility to recognize, respond to, and immediately report any unauthorized or fraudulent attempts to obtain member information or access to our systems and secure spaces. Immediately notify your management team and IT support of any incident. They will escalate to the proper staff that must take action. Keep in mind that it is unacceptable to provide any statements to the media on behalf of BayPort. Only the CEO or a designated person will talk with the media. It is okay for you to say that BayPort will be issuing an official statement in the near future. As we wrap up this training, be on the lookout for direction about the required Information Security Agreement. This agreement is part of our policy and needs to be read, understood, and signed upon hire and annually. Several guidelines go along with the agreement, which will be provided in the instructions. This concludes our annual security awareness training. So remember, information security is everyone's responsibility. Enjoy the rest of your day.